All right, hello. How's it going? Hello, everyone. I'm Sam, and welcome back. We're going to take a look at the markets today. Um, yeah, let's start with BTC. Actually, let's take a look at BTC. So we've been selling off again. Well, actually, we're doing nothing, but I think there's a bigger sell-off coming, mainly because of what's happening in the S&P. So as we can see, we've been in this rangy area. Let me just draw the range here. Probably better if I zoom in. That's great. Let me go to 1 hour, and then I can do it a little bit easier. Let's make sure I don't get that 1 bar in, right? So since the bar, I'm just going to draw a channel, parallel channel. So that's the top. Here's the top of the channel. And then the bottom is down here. The value area has been right around 6,400, which we've been trending around. But really, it's at any time that we push up towards 6,500, it's been a sell. Anytime that we get down towards 6,300, it's been a buy. Pretty easy channel to trade in. But I think we're for some pain, because let's take a look at S&P futures, and let's go to a 1 day. Right, if anybody hasn't been paying attention, over the last few weeks, we've seen a lot of pain in the S&P. So we're actually down below where we started for the beginning of the year. Where's the beginning of the year? 2018. So 2018, we are below it. We started like right here in 2018. Wait, yeah. So that was the beginning, and now we're below. So year to date, down on the S&P. I think that we could have some more sell-off down to this 25.56 area. I mean, that this last blow-off was very, very extended and very long. So we almost broke 3,000, which would have been great, but it looks like it's going to have to wait for another day. Without getting too much into the S&P fundamentals, I think it's going to have a further knock-on effect into Bitcoin and to all of the other cryptocurrencies. So the reason is that in essence, BTC and ETH and everything else, they're essentially like tech stocks, right? I mean, yes, they function as currency. Yes, they function as activation for a decentralized network. But really, it's the amalgamation of the work of a lot of technical developers. And tech stocks have been getting hit pretty damn hard recently. If we go FB plus AAPL plus, what is Amazon? Amazon, AMZN plus, what's the last one? Fang? Netflix plus Google, which is not Google. It's called Alphabet. Yeah, Google. All right, let's check that out. Boom. That's what's been happening. So if you're in those stocks, I mean, that's the amalgamation of everything, but they've been losing a lot, and that's pretty representative of what the S&P has been doing for the past few days. Tech stocks have been getting incredibly hit hard, and so I expect there to be some sort of knock-on effect into the rest of the tech space, which includes all the cryptocurrencies, because they are part of the tech space. Now, you can argue that ETH and everything else is not a tech stock, and it's not a stock, but it definitely is a tech play. And people see that there's weakness in tech, that there's issues with tech companies. Maybe they'd be reticent to actually put money into the crypto markets. So unlike BTC, which has been going in a channel, we have this kind of wedge for ETH. Now, it doesn't look that great for ETH, as I've been saying, at least in my opinion. I think this kind of 200 area we're going to break and come down to 190, which will lead to further on sell-off back down to this 180 region. Is really where I'm expecting it. That's the play that I've been building. I don't think that there's any strength in Ethereum right now. At least not to take us to like 300 or something. The volume is decreasing on a day-to-day basis. Let's take a look at volume on a daily. Is it going to give it to me? Yeah, so even on BitMEX, we have decreasing volume. Decreasing volume, we have decreasing volume on Bitfinex. Keeps on going down. It's not a good sign. And again, ETH-BTC, decreasing volume. I think we come down and touch the lows again is the outlook that I have. So let's check out the big movers from yesterday. So we have Ravencoin. Put on an hourly chart. Ravencoin is blowing up. Yesterday, I took a bit of the move once we crossed the this moving average here. It's pretty nice. Caught a bit of it. I think we're coming into this squeeze pattern now. I'd like to see a further sell-off. Maybe we can have a retest at the 600 area again. That would be nice, but yeah, we could keep on moving up. I mean, it's been pretty wild so far. So what I would look for is for a we already had the oversold condition. Well, maybe a further oversold condition on the maybe a touch back to the 6 hour. Maybe a touch back to the 6 hour. So if we can come back down to about 700 again, I think it'd be a fine entry for Raven. As for Go, Go is consolidating here. Again, my target is still 860. I think that we're going to consolidate. I mean, if we don't break down, that's very strong. If we can consolidate down here at 959, but really it's a very nice consolidation pattern. We're holding around 10 or 1,000 sats with regular pushes down to this kind of 960 level. So I'm just waiting for another sell-off on the hourly to really bring it back down. I like that 900 level. I think we could see it today, especially if we have some weakness in BTC, which we haven't seen in a while. It's gotten very stable over the past while, and so that means that we are in some sort of accumulation phase now. Let's take a look at the Binance coins. Right, so Raven is topping it, followed by followed by Pundex, which is probably Pundex, ETH. To get a better look on this. That's a little bit better. That looks pretty nice. I'd buy that. We have new volumes at every level. We're kind of testing this upper level again. It looks really nice. And look, kind of take a look at it. Continued presence above the 12-hour. Probably like to buy back at this 12-hour EMA, but we'll see how that goes. Doc. Doc has a lot more to come down. Maybe 300, I would think. But it's not something I would look at today. Let's go to, instead of the 12-hour, let's go to the 1-hour. In cash. I'm in cash. I like in cash. I think it's going to do some good things. Yo-yo bits. Actually, let's go to 2-hour for a bit less noise. So this is kind of doing that same pattern that Raven did, where we have a very nice two-sided accumulation here, where the pattern has been very good. This is actually a really nice pattern. If you could think that it's going to come down, right? I mean, it could keep going on up here. That's totally possible. But what I would look for is for it to come down to 140, maybe even 130. These two levels are pretty nice. Volume here is pretty good, really good. Yesterday it was a very nice buy-in at 1700 sats. Now it's at 1900 sats. That's a very nice pattern forming. Enigma is selling off a little bit, which may indicate that this is a decent time. I actually may buy some Enigma now. Let me take a look at the 4-hour. Really want to have an oversold on the 4-hour. Very slow. All right, so so now would be probably a decent time. I like the risk reward here. You can just set it with a 10%. For the alts, my stop's usually 10%. So take a look at the daily, 12 hours. And the other one, the trade of the day yesterday, LRC. I think I adjusted this during the day. So I bought it. I got jumpy. I got impatient, and I bought a little bit up here at this 1872 area. I know that yesterday I said that like down here would be the better one, like 1700 sats. I still think it's pretty good. 1750. It's kind of like 1750 area. So again, I think being patient with this one will work out well. Take a look at the chart. The chart was not that great on the 1-hour. Looking at it, had a bit of a drop, but it's getting closer to that 1750 area. So I think just being patient is really the key. Having a bit of a bounce here and then working its way back up. As for everything else, I think that will be it. And we had a big move by Cloak yesterday, which then got sold off. Quark continues to sell off after its big run up with the market makers. Hopefully it finds a nice bottom here. I'd like to see it continue its move up. Really kind of a weak day in the alts, except for Raven and a few others. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today. I don't have much else. Kind of a slow day in the markets, and we get some movement again. Let me know if you have any questions. I will be around, and you can always find me on Twitter and send me any questions that you have there. So that wraps it up today. We'll see you again tomorrow.